Desk. So, hopefully this works. So, hi everyone. I hope this setup is gonna work for now. I'm gonna try to say hi to everyone in chat, but it's difficult because the chat is the other way. So, hi 23, hi Curious, hi Jill, hi Auntie Patience, I saw Sassy Britches, hi, hey Watercolorist, hello. And I mean everyone else too. Hi, hello. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully you can. I've mostly figured out the setup, if this works of course, but yeah, the camera is still gonna be a bit shaky today. My cable is just a little too short for me to be able to set something up that doesn't like mean it's attached to the table I'm using, so that makes it extra wobbly. It's good, yay! Woohoo! Okay. Sorry. Hey, Pumpkin, hello! Can hear clearly and see. Okay, good. We're good to go, I guess. Some people can't hear, that's odd. Yeah, make sure you're watching on live. Hey, Yuri! Hello! Happy New Year! Happy New Year, everyone! Oh, that's weird. Yeah, try refreshing. Okay, I'm gonna grab a couple of things. Bing. Hi, Paolo. Hello. All right, so what I'm thinking of doing today, if you guys are interested, but I was thinking I would go through all my Roman Schmal half-pan sets and try to sort them out, and because I think there's a few double colors in there that I might want to, take out, and then see if I can fill 3 palettes with all of the half pans for maximum brain satisfaction. When everything fits properly, that. Hopefully the cats will get the memo, Jill. One of this year's resolution is to fill 4 sketchbook. With sketches, with paintings, with everything. Do you have a plan of sorts? So first I'm gonna remove all the pans. These. Something. Just organizing colors so I can see the names. That's why I like to write the names on the side of the pans, even if it's, small half pans, because it is so much easier to organize stuff after. I will look at chat in a moment. Just want to finish this. And the last 4 colors. Right, so that's what, 24, and I have a bunch here. Always do a checkup to see if you have paints on your fingers. Okay. No fry, hi, welcome. Oh, no frills. Sorry, I'm a dummy. I have a plan. It's mostly sketches for art practice. Well, oh, that's a good plan. No, Auntie Patience, no way. Yeah, I mean, if you kept the sketching practice for 3/4 of the year, that's already quite an achievement. I don't think, oops, I don't think a lot of people can claim that one. All right, so what do I have here? Okay, so this one is a double. I think this one is too. And match tens, okay. Pretty sure this one is not. Burnt sienna brownish, yeah, also double. Oh man, that one I'm excited for. Indigo greenish. A absolutely mind-blowing color. Cypress, brown umber, sepia? I sometimes forget how to say some words, and it's really jarring when it happens because you're like, what? Hold on, I used to know this word. Crud. Alright, so how many does that make it? I remove those 3. Get, oh, not quite enough for 3 full sets. Oh well. Eh. Oh my gosh, Jinja, hello! Sending some love back to you, and also give Papaya and Didi some pets for us. That's why I never know how to say sepia. Yeah, I can say it in French because it's pretty straightforward. It's sepia. What you see is what you get, but in English... Yep, those are half pans. No, I picked it up 1/4 of the year. I mean, that's better. 1/4 is better than nothing, you know. It is an unspeakable word. So, how annoyed exactly am I about the lack of the proper number of half pans? Can we live with it? I don't think I have any spares. I'll check. Oh. All the other half pans I have are in this set. Mind you, I could take everything out because it's not like I really go for this one. It is satisfying though. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay. Maybe I should try to like group them. Yeah, there you go. What's this one? Royal Scarlet. Oh, a double. Okay, let's set the doubles aside. Iso and Delinone, yellow derp. What's this one? Various yellow. That's the Queen yellow. Okay. Another Queen magenta, so another double. Mineral violet. Ultramarine intense. Oh wait, I have 2 French ultramarine. New toy day. Oh. I'm glad. Jill says that the way I said sepia in French uh, sounded perfectly fine in English too. So I'm glad. Have fun, Jinja. Thank you for stopping by. Darn it, I forgot to order yellow derp. Sorry. I don't know what a. It sounds like a, a. Yeah, if you order the yellow derp now, you will probably receive it before the other colors. Womp womp. But yeah, sorry. Easily distracted here. What was I trying to say? What was I trying? Oh yeah, resolutions, quote unquote. I'm kind of old enough to be a bit annoyed at calling these resolutions. Sorry. Blah, 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 blah. That potato mouth. But yeah, there's still a few things that I feel like I would love to accomplish this year. And I definitely want to buy a lot less supplies and use up perhaps more of the stuff that I already have. Press burnt umber derp. Okay. Yeah, basically a kind of a no buy. Except for like if I end up using up like all of my paper, well, I kind of need paper, so that's fine. But to be a bit more efficient with my stuff, because I noticed that it's really easy to end up with just too many things, and then you hardly ever use up any of it. And it's not a very fun feeling, to be honest. So I would love to, you know, see that I use up my supplies more. Quite a few doubles. Triple, actually. Alright, so that's clear. Right. Do a second checkup to see if any of these are these, but I know these two are not. This one either. Sepia. Right. Good. Good. And good. Alright, so how many does that make it? Or cat sank set with 46. Still kind of a terrible number, is it? Red. All right, let's see what I have. Magenta. I mean, I'm gonna put it with the reds because it's the only one I have in here. Blue. That's purple. Purple. Blue. Yeah, that's kind of more blue. It's green. Oh, black. I'm gonna put black and buff titanium together. This one, I don't know. Red. Red. Purple. So, green. All right. That's a really lovely goal, Yuri. I like that idea. It's like this the step above an electric bike, but the step under a car. So I think that's a good idea. Welcome back, a watercolorist. I'm gonna get a small box to put these away. Oh wait, did I do something really stupid? I think I did. Like I removed the doubled, but I need to keep at least one of them in here, right? Yeah. So 46, 47, 49. Crap. Dang it. Okay. I'm gonna put them in this out tray for now. Oops. Shaky cam. Sorry. Alright, so that's one thing. Okay. And what I'm thinking I could do is to do little swatches for each of these. And then it would probably be a lot easier to figure out sets with them. What do you guys think? Like if we can play around with the swatches and group them together like a puzzle. I have a bin here of all sorts of paper cutouts and stuff like that. Bits and pieces of paper. What color is that on the bottom stack of the reds? This one here, that's a Quin Magenta Intense. Quin for quinacridone, of course. Should have enough of these little bits of paper to swatch all the colors. Like there's a whole baggie that I can, another one that I can scavenge from. It started, so it's not the most boring string to watch for you guys. What am I missing? Brushes? Where did I put my brushes? I did a really big cleanup, reorganizing thingy, and I forgot where I put my brush. It's going smoothly. It's going so good. Thanks for the recommendation on the Roman Schmal latest pan number 20. Hey Mark, hi! I'm glad you like it. It is such a really interesting color. Like it's very moody in a way. Because you can get so many effects with it with just the way you handle the paint and the water, so. Yeah, the wrappers are pretty much accurate, but I don't have the wrappers for all of these. So, brushes. What a silly thing to lose, right? I feel like it's on the tip of my brain. Oh, there they are. On there. Okay. Brushes. And, pencil? Yeah, pencil would be. There we go. Okay, all set. Whee! Time to add a bit of water to some of these, especially the earth ones, because earth pigments tend to dry a bit. Oh, that's shadow gray. Should go. There you go. Boop. I made a mess. What else is new, you'll say? What else is new? All right. What do I need? I need a Sharpie. I need a blade. Watch-a-rama time! Yee! Yes. Yes. Watching. Swatching is definitely one of the most fun parts of painting, in my opinion. So this one I need to, these I can put away. Are we good? Sip of water. Let's go. All right, so first little piece of paper. It's gonna be the color with the longest name, Burnt Sienna Monte Amiata. So I'm gonna write Burnt Sienna MA. So it's this one. It's a bit dried. I mean, earth pigments tend to dry really dry, but they also shrink in the pan a little bit. So it's always satisfying to like get all the water like in the gaps on the sides, in my opinion. So this paper that I'm swatching on is probably like the cheapest paper possible. There's a very fair chance that the swatches are going to look a bit underwhelming on it, but I'll still try my best, and it's, you know, just for the sake of reference, so that I can, with your help, set up my palettes in a satisfying way. Now it's this one, Cypress Burnt Umber Derp. Those names, those names. So in my experience, you don't really need to pre-wet Roman schmaltz paints. They tend to be quite easy to re-wet, but with the earth tones, I like to, you know, add a bit of water, because why take a chance at making my life difficult? Like, if I can do this and everything is much easier afterwards, why not? It's this one. How many pans can I go until I put my finger in one? Or in a swatch? It's Italian burnt sienna, one of my nemesis. Okay, checking chat just for a second. What are you swatching, a watercolorist? Okay, so these are not quite on. I had thought I had set up my had set up some guides to help me what is on screen and what is not, but maybe not. Then burnt sienna brownish. Or however many letters I can fit at the bottom of a tiny swatch card. I really like this one. This is the kind of hue that I prefer for burnt sienna. It's sort of, you know, somewhat dark, a bit more reddish brown color. Next, it is Caput Mortem. Oops. Sorry, keep bumping the table. Caput. I never remember where you add an extra U in there. So I probably misspell that name every single time I write it down. Ooh. Paint crumb and cat hair. Come on, come on. The crumb, the crumb. It doesn't want to go. Stay there then. Fine. You win. Alright, I have two unopened ones and then Aquarius Brown. I'm gonna start with the Aquarius Brown and then I'm gonna open these. Little swatchies, somewhat. I'm re-swatching some paints, the Titan Buff, and oh, ooh, that's lovely. I love that we are all like having a swatch fest. Who else is swatching colors? And maybe if you're not swatching colors, maybe now would be the time to do it. I'll see if I can scrunch these up a bit more into frame. Love Caput Mortem, I'm realizing I like. Yeah, I know what you mean. I have the same issue. Oops. It's not easy to figure out when you're trying to have a pen and ink drawing and then paint over it. So this is sepia. The wrapping for the half pans used to be quite different, but I see that they've apparently made the switch to exactly the same kind of wrapping as the full pans, and I think this is exactly the same size little protective sheet as the full pans. It sounds like it would be much more efficient to do this. So the side with the thingamajig brand name. Oh, it's not a branded half pan, it's a more of a generic one. Color number 242, and then pigment BR7, VK9. Okay. There you go. That's sepia. Oh wow. It is lovely. It is nice. So that's this one, and then this one is Cypress Raw Umber. That's a beautiful PB. Oops, nope, that's not what I put here. I always mess it up. I don't know why. Like, brain, this is the bajillionth pen you've labeled in your life. How do you still manage to get this wrong? Oh, the cat has opinions on the topic. They go a bit like this. Okay. Oh. All right. Sorry. I have a big chair and I cannot lie. Okay, so blue, ocean blue. Such a beautiful color. My god. Swear I can write. Might not look like it, but I can do it. I can do it. So there is no more text. Sorry. Oh my god. What is that? Low buy spree, which I know is counterproductive, but I mean it's very difficult to start the year with the no buy thing, because before and right after like Christmas and all of that, you get all these sales. And I mean, sometimes it's really substantive how much money you can save. So it is like the hardest time to. It's like you start your no spend or low spend no buy whatever with the most difficult challenge, because it's like it's the end of the year, it's the holidays, maybe you got gift cards, maybe you got some money, and there's all these sales, so it's like just about the worst this can be in terms of enabling. And then all the usual fears of like discontinued pigments or not being able to find what you need when you need it, all of that. So yeah, difficult. Wait, I have these here. What beautiful paints. What beautiful paints. Ouais, t'es d'accord, Scott? Des opinions? I don't think I'm seeing everyone either, unless I think it's just super quiet, or both you and I are not seeing all the chat then. Sales got me also so many new and shiny things during the holidays. Yeah, I still have to check up on that. Like the new things that Schminke will have this year, like the second retro set or something. Yeah, the new retro colors, new Rosa Spectrum set. I have to check that out. Are constant. I noticed a few like that I just get flooded with sales emails so often through. Maybe that's good then. That's what I heard. I heard that there was a second retro set. Uh, bleh, bleh. Okay, hold on. Something I would like to do. Create a new. Why did you have to toss it? Curious. What are you making a pom pom for, Yuri? Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat regarding the number of paints and the swatching it would represent. The only way I sort of keep up with it is, as you've seen many times, my sheets with like a brand's full range on it, and then I paint in a square if I end up having that paint, or if I eventually get it. Like I will paint the square, but I don't really have a like a swatch book or a a more organized way. I mean, it is somewhat organized, but that's the only thing that I sort of keep up with because it's, first of all, it's easy. It's really easy to just like swatch a new color on a sheet that's already prepared for it, and it doesn't take up a lot of space, and I don't usually lose them because that's one of the things why I would sort of not end up swatching a specific paint is if I cannot find my thingy in which I put all the swatches. If it's a binder or a book or something, and it's sort of under something else at the moment or whatever, well, I'm not going to be tempted to swatch because I know I won't be able to put the swatch away with the other swatches. Also, with a system like the one that I use, it's really easy to see if you've swatched a color or not. So if I sort of fell behind and there are colors that I haven't swatched, it's really easy to reference. Like you can see just at a glance what's missing or what's not missing, you know. I have no idea. I haven't really looked into it yet. I keep forgetting to look into it. That's the thing. Oh. Oh, that sounds really unpleasant, curious. No, but that's fine. That's completely fine. I might ask you on Discord, but it's also completely fine if you don't want to talk about it. No problem whatsoever. I'm making a tiny needle bind. I love that. uh, the magic. Oh, that's lovely. That's a very fair point about the stores having an actual swatch reference. Um, they could definitely put something together, and for a range like Daniel Smith, you could do so from the swatch, the dot cards that they have. So you wouldn't have to open up one tube of each color really to make a reference swatch book. So I don't think that from the standpoint of a business, I don't think that's a huge expenditure to use up one of the dot cards to have a good, valid visual reference of the colors available. And I agree that if a place has actual swatches of the real thing, it's much more tempting to get the colors or not, depending. But I feel like it would definitely help the store to have that available somewhere. There are even brands like Golden. You can buy a painted like swatch sheet. Or maybe they still offer it for free, but it's just really easy to write that off as a business expense if it's for the business. I had to spend $5 on an actual swatch sheet. You know. Right, and now I know I have, there you go, indigo greenish. To open. Emotional Pumpkin, a swatch card database that you have to put into sleeves. You have to really think about if future you will bother with reorganizing everything. If you still want to have a card for each color, try to think of other ways to store them. Perhaps like, those card boxes for Magic the Gathering or stuff like that. And you can set up dividers, because that's perhaps a less daunting task than having to, swap everything around in sleeves, in binder sleeves. And it might make the difference between you keeping the database up to snuff or not. Just mentioning that. Not at all talking from experience. No. It's absolutely not something that happened to, On the other hand, I realized I inadvertently bought orpiment under an image. Where did you find orpiment? Yeah, larger number. The dots, the Daniel Smith dots are almost a meme, as the kids would say. Uh, Hi, hey, Amy, hello. I'm glad you guys can also see what I mean when I'm saying that reorganizing all the swatches is a bit of a nightmare. I'm glad you can sort of see it too, and that I don't really have to, over explain. But yeah, any kind of storage option that can be both organized but easy to move or, modify is what you want. And having every card in a sleeve that is attached to other cards is not. It looks clever, but it's going to be a pain in the ass. Hold on. Okay, so why the swatches are so small? I'm just painting tiny swatches of each color so that I can build a bunch of selections to fit into the small palettes here. And I feel like it's easier to match colors together with an actual painted swatch rather than the pan itself, because the pan is not always a very good indication of what the color will be. So I'm doing these somewhat quickly just so that I can figure out the sets a bit easier. Are we ready for one of the best colors ever. Oh, it's so nice. It is so good. This is indigo greenish. A mix of phthalo blue, phthalo green, and black. And it is perfect. Oh, oops. Oh, absolutely curious. You should make a video about that. Would love to see how you've organized your all your your things, your swatches, I guess. Leave the binder card storage to someone with love for card game. Oh, your swatch organization process. Okay, okay, okay. That makes more sense. Concerned about how heavy it might become. Oh, thank you so much for the picture, Yuri. I want to. I'm gonna check it out after the stream, but I'm excited. Uh, I don't know why these things get censored. Like, why is I want to eat the greenish indigo censored? There's really nothing offensive there. Yeah, exactly. One new card for this archetype dropped and it makes the arrangement a mess. Time to move 30 pages of cards. Yeah, it's just, it's not good. It's not good. The only way you can sort of buffer that is if you separate by pigment. Like you have all the yellow pigments, and then when you're at the last of your yellow pigments, you skip however many sleeves there's left on the page to go to the next one, which means that if you have to push everything like by 1 or 2 cards, it only impacts the specific pigment color. Potato! Hello! Indigo greenish. I hope that the freaking DHL gets its stuff together quickly. Alright. Sorry. So that's it for blue. Oh, okay. I have a bit of space here that I might be able to put other colors. I'm gonna start on the purple. This one had a spill. And if you have several color mixes, it makes organizing another mess. That's also a very good point. What do you do when a color is a mix of multiple pigments? So you can't really organize all the swatches by pigment, because which pigment do you know? So this is gonna be Shadow Violet. I was in stealth mode. And that was not even like censored. Ah, what's going on? Mineral violet. I had tried a way to organize my paints, like the tubes and the pans and the whatnot, by pigment, and then have like containment units, whether it's baggies or boxes or whatever, for all the green mixes. And then this particular baggie is all of the sap greens, you know, that kind of stuff. And yeah, it didn't work out great. So I've undone that, and I've resorted everything by brand. And yep, that's it. Just was not efficient, and I didn't have a good way to sort of store it in that format. So I put the quin gold with the orange pigments or the yellow pigments. Tap question earth color. I mean, it depends. Is it a hue? If it's the genuine one, it is a PO pigment, so it is an orange pigment. But if it's a hue, then it's usually a mix. No, don't rip off the paper. Fingers are busted. So painful at the moment. Gosh, okay, this guy's him is by. That's fine. I mean, it's always interesting to share one's system for anything, because even if it's not suitable for other people, there might be something in there that they will adapt to their own method and their own brain. So that's why I think it's really interesting to share all this stuff, because you never know what will give you the idea to, you know, the piece of the puzzle that was missing for you to make something happen. Well, hello, Sylvie. Nice to see you. Oh, no. Yuri. That's not a great that's not a great moment. It's always a bit confusing, right? Or like when the stream is not live, but the chat is. Wait, what is this? Alright, sorry, I was just catching up on chat. Well, you can tell that this is awful, awful watercolor paper just from the way this beautiful paint dried up all nasty on it. I mean, it still works as a reference point for the sake of putting together a selection, but oof. Oof, is it not cute. Back to the 1930s retro tubes, the non-toxic gamboge look really close to the real thing. Also a true Van Dyke. I'm really now that I have a tab open, I hope I can sort of not forget to look at it, but I'm curious to see what they will be bringing. And also, I'm kind of curious to see what's the sort of next trend. What's it gonna be like? We had a big sort of push towards granulating mixes and like texture colors and all of that. Now that that's a bit sort of dying down because they've done it. Schminke has the first retro like collection that came out, and then Winsor & Newton also had the revival colors, and now there's a second retro release from Schminke. So I wonder if that's what we're sort of going towards in general. I think it's going to be curious to see. I really wonder what's going to be the next sort of novelty thing in the watercolor world. So yellow. Come here. There are ranges that cannot really have any kind of retro or revival colors because they're not old enough. But still, I'm curious. Do you guys have any kind of prediction for the either the watercolor world or the art world in general? I haven't really caught on like the next trend thing. For a while, I thought it was gonna be perhaps gouache, but no, I'm not really sure. The next trend would Schminke had some neon release. We've also had the various warm and cool grays from Daniel Smith that I truly haven't heard all that much about, so I don't know. I want 2026 to be high chroma to make up for that Pantone white bullshit. It is so bad. Color of the year! White! Like, are you guys for real? How many colors are there in the Pantone, the whole repertoire? You know, the whole thing. There's like 1 bajillion colors, and you still went for yellow. Yellow, what am I saying? White. I was writing yellow. That's why my brain went like, yellow. Like, nope, dude. I'm pretty sure I've told this before, but a long time ago, when I would work in the cartoon animation industry, I was working on a specific gig, and my friend was working on the same gig, and she was doing like the colors for the backgrounds, and she had set up a background, an interior background, like someone's living room in the context of whatever series we were working on. And to make it a bit different from all the other ones she'd done before, she had put the walls white. Because, you know, it's a thing that happens. People have their home and the walls of their home are white. You know, nothing particularly, you know, extraordinary here. And it went up all the usual steps of approval, you know, to the director, the art lead, all of that stuff. And then it got to the producers, which usually in that specific field are not the most knowledgeable people about, you know, actual art stuff. And she got the comment on that specific indoor backgrounds with white walls that they didn't like the white walls, that the color, the white of the walls made it look like someone was poor, and it looked like the occupants were poor because white walls apparently are a poor person's walls or something. I have no idea. And yeah, we still kind of laugh about it to this day because I'm sorry, what? And now the color of the year according to Pantone, is poor. White, I mean. Oh, yeah. Lovely. It's like, did you guys give up? You only have like a bajillion colors to choose from, and you went for whatever BS name you gave that white. Okay. Sure. Hey, Liz, hello. And Indigo, hi. Hi, guys. I saw some video recently that said color trends for decor matching up with the Great Depression eras. Lovely. Oh yeah, no, I mean it's terrible. The Landlord Special Cloud Dancer. Yeah, I hate the name. I hate the name so much. It looks like something AI came up with, you know. Isoendolinone yellow derp. I really like this one. This is a PY 110. And I like it because I know it's a color that I tend to reach for. It's kind of really warm, bright yellow-orange color. I like to use it as sort of a base color for orange cats. And as I paint a lot of cats, well, like Yankee Candle's Pantone colors are absolutely practical to do. It's a bit like the Daniel Smith nonsense. Oops. Oh. I've seen boiled chicken breast with more dancing energy. Otto! Hello! Happy New Year! Oops, sorry about that. I keep doing this. Maybe the next trend would be themed colors. Ah, sorry. My chair is too big and I keep bumping everything when I turn around to check the chat. Sorry. What could the next trend be? The themed color, I think Daniel Smith has kind of tried that with its triad colors. You have the 4 seasonal quote-unquote ones, and then the 4 that are like different themes. And I think it's not necessarily a bad idea, but it's going to be a difficult sell in this economy if it's just like colors that people might already have in their arsenal. Ooh, this is an awful piece of paper, but it's only for the little swatches, so. Oops. It's gold ochre, an absolutely beautiful yellow ochre kind of color. I really love it. Go. And the last one of the quote-unquote yellows is Venetian yellow. It's a much weaker kind of yellow ochre color. More like perhaps like a raw sienna somewhat. Alright. Boop. World is burning. Unemployment, yay! Like season and artists. I mean, I would love that, but um, like it has been done to some extent already. Then that doesn't necessarily mean that it wouldn't work. But I'm curious to see if it would be novel enough. Yeah, the Irodori gouache from Holbein with the seasonal themes is really, really nice. But it is its own thing. I don't think it's part of the regular gouache range. And they've also released a bunch of their uh, granulating colors in themed sets too. I'm really not. I'm really not sure. I don't have anything really. We had the sort of mid-century modern set from Agallo that is a bit different. Maybe that would possibly be a thing to have sets themed around great eras of interior design or graphic design, perhaps. You know how Kuretake had the Art Nouveau set? Oops. But it's not something that is, entirely new. Yeah, Holbein's gouache is sort of two ranges. You have the regular uh, gouache, and then you have the Irodori gouache. Oh no! Aw. Hi Melissa, hello. What kind of themes could they go for paint sets? Like if we take Schminke, they have artist collabs regularly. Roman Schmal also has artist collabs regularly. Daniel Smith. Then we also have had like Schminke had the Ocean palette that was like mostly all blues and white. I think they have had botanical sets. You've seen a lot of thematic sets from Van Gogh and like Rosa Gallery also has selections that work around specific themes, like for portraiture or for botanicals. What else? Seasons we've seen quite a lot. No, I'm just listing what I've noticed because it might spark an idea of something that we haven't seen, but it's possible that they simply go for the stuff that we've seen before. Like again, with different colors in there. That's also a possibility. I really like the artist collabs that Schminke did. Even if the artists were perhaps a bit unknown, not that it matters really, but it matters not really in the fact that they're not popular, but more that it came out of nowhere a little bit. You know, it was out of left field. It's like the opposite of what we see from like Daniel Smith that tries to get the biggest names on their paint tubes. And Schminke did not. So that was super interesting because they were custom colors. They were not colors that were already part of the range or something. They were completely special. You might like them, you might not like them, but they were at least something different, you know. Hey, have a good night, Yuri. Thank you so much for stopping by. Would like to see Japanese artist sets. Holbein has history of doing it, but I mean it's always Japanese artists that we might not necessarily know of. But I have seen quite a few, and I think they usually have a new one every year. It's always colors from their regular watercolor range, but the selection of 12 colors can vary. And the boxes always have this really cute artwork. And they also usually have a collab with Yuko Higuchi. I wonder what the if doop doop. The Miyazaki set was special in the sense that you could only get it at the Ghibli Museum I think. And it used to feature colors that Holbein has discontinued, so I don't know what they sell now. Perhaps they have a slightly different selection of colors. But I've always felt like Miyazaki's use of watercolor is almost essentially for efficiency's sake. It really, for his kind of work, it really feels like it's a tool that he uses to get an idea across. Like it's not a fine art approach or whatnot. Does that make sense? Not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that it's the way I kind of feel about his when I see his paintings. It was a Gansai Tanbi set. It was available at what's the name? It's a specific shop in the UK. It was not from Kuretake. I think it was Kisho, perhaps. Yeah, Kisho. Choosing keeping. Yeah, I mean, emotional pumpkin. That's exactly. I should have just kept on reading chat. What do you mean, curious? Say more about what? 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 Like Miyazaki is first and foremost a storyteller. It always feels like is. It always felt like his artistic craft is a tool that he directly uses to tell stories. So it's not about like uh, getting the most perfect flat wash or the granulation or whatever. It's really about telling the story. Our recent YouTube videos on the Ghibli museums. I'll have to check them out. They'll have sets inspired by modern art. Who does? Poems about you? Is that the one? They have beautiful colors. I was just curious about your thought on Miyazaki. I don't really have any kind of specific thoughts. I think what I've said is mostly what I have in the sense that I feel like he's a very good storyteller, and he kind of knows. I don't know him personally, so the feeling I get is that he knows what he wants and knows how to use his tools to get there. There are artists employed by Ghibli like the background artists or you know, that kind of stuff, that their use of the medium is more about the like the artistry of it, perhaps. Because I mean, have you seen those backgrounds on the Ghibli studio productions? They're mind-blowing. They're so good. So there's definitely something there, and I don't really feel like that's what Miyazaki is reaching for when he paints. So it's different. So I feel like in that sense, having a Miyazaki themed set of paints is not indicative of anything, because I feel like he would do with just about any selection of color. Does that kind of work? Does that make sense? Matthäus is he's really good. I find his way of working really interesting. I don't know if he still paints the same way. It's been a while since I've seen some of his videos, but the way he can sort of partition in his head where the shadows will go, and he doesn't work in layer. He works in areas, which is really kind of peculiar. Like he's not gonna paint a like a facade of a building, like the whole facade in one go, and then come back later to add the shadows. He's gonna paint the part of the facade that's in the light, and at that moment the shadow parts will be white, and then you will paint the shadow in the white areas. And I don't know to what extent he still works like this, or to what extent he did work like that. But I always thought it was fascinating, because I'm like how do you manage that? How does your brain work? Thank you, Curious. Thing about that is that would like is that it? Gouache is a somewhat difficult medium, so I'm curious to know why, especially, does Potato Mom wants to start directly with that. It is difficult because of the rewettability aspect of it, and just how it's like, it is generally more opaque, but if a pigment is transparent and you want to keep the vibrancy of the color, there's really not a lot you can do to make it more opaque. Like if you take a color like quinacridone pink or quinacridone red, it's still gonna be somewhat transparent, even as a gouache, unless you add white into it, but then you're gonna get more of a, you know, a sort of tint, like a quote unquote pink color. Who does the sections? Do you mean selections? Oh, it's weird that means a game? I don't I don't get it. Game? I think the only other thing that people possibly know about him is that he is a really he's a curmudgeon, really. A grumpy old man. Oh, nice. Sorry. There was a really annoying magnet under that pan, which made it wobble. There's one under that one too. How many pans do I have with magnets under them? It's really annoying. So what's this one? Sap green. Doesn't work. Not a lot. I don't think that's much of his field of interest, really. Not personally, I think, anyway. I think there's one game I can think of, but I don't remember the name of it. It's like a kid with a lantern, I think. Oh, Iditaka. Okay. I'm not a gamer. Obviously. Oh yeah, Nino Kuni, that's it. It definitely has like a his style, so but I don't remember much about it. Well, guess what? Looks like it takes a lot of time to swatch a colors. I will do the last green, but then I'm gonna have to end the live stream. And do you prefer if I like perhaps share the completed palettes next week, or like take this up where we leave it? Have put a poll. You can vote in chat. Ah, sorry. I do feel like this new light for filming, it's not for that, but the one I use for filming works out a whole lot better than what I had before. I'm happy about that, but what's this one? Chromium green Excite Dark. Such a mouthful. Chromium deep side. Oh, green. What am I? G70. Oh, that's nice. It is, I repeat, it is awful paper. So keep that in mind, but the color and the way the paint we wet was really enjoyable. Whoop. I only have the red/magenta to swatch. I think maybe finishing the palette next week. Well, with something she could use with limited time and poor health. Not that I've tried the medium personally, but I've been reading about it lately, and I kind of feel like possibly egg tempera would work for your mom. It is there's I feel like I think there's only Sennelier that does it, and you can find it most likely on Jackson's. And the way Sennelier describes it as a medium is that it is very similar to oil in a lot of ways, with the benefit of not requiring solvents. You can dilute it with water and you can clean it up with water and soap, but it dries somewhat permanent. And yeah, like I said, I haven't really looked into it closely, but I was reading up on it, and this is what I gathered from what I read. You could possibly get her a tube of black and white to start to see if she likes it, and it wouldn't set you back still significant, but it's not a huge amount. And you can use your regular watercolor brush with it, so if you have a couple of spare brushes that you don't use, you could, send those forward, and you can paint with it on like cardboard, cardstock. Like, it doesn't require a very specific paper. The only thing I saw is that you can't really do impasto with it, so you can't lay it down really thickly. But yeah, it's worth looking into, if anything. Looking at all the color swatch like that, making me very happy. Oh, I'm glad. There's that, and possibly, but that one I don't know anything about. Cassine. CA. Hold on. It's paint made with the sort of milk protein, and it works a bit like a gouache. It dries kind of permanent, and I know James Gurney has used it a lot. So that's perhaps something to read about. It could provide a good sort of middle ground, because I think the main issue, if you come from oil and you work with gouache, is just how fragile it is, you know. So there's one thing I might do because it would allow me to put this away. I might finish the swatches during between now and the next stream, and then next stream I take all of these out again and we figure out the palettes together. I think that's what we'll do. I don't know if it smells. I haven't tried it. I've only seen James Gurney use it, and he uses it well. But yeah, I have to go. So see you guys next week or on the Discord server in the meantime. And I hope you guys have a good week. Fingers crossed. And until then, take care. Have a decent time. And yep, see ya. Bye bye.